know, do y'all think he back? Because the first basket he got in the Brooklyn Nets jersey was a dunk after being dunkless for 2 years. So I need to get y'all reactions on that and just the Brooklyn and as a whole. I'm gonna start it off with Nate, man. What's your thoughts?
Man, I don't know what we're defining back as, but I mean, he got a dunk. He's 6'9", he's 6'10". I mean, how much clap you want me to do for him to get a one leg jump? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm happy he's back. He's playing. I haven't really seen too much of him. I can't really give too much judgment on how big the fit is right now because Kyrie didn't even play last night against Portland, but. I mean, the Nets, I got to give Jay Harden his credit. Jay Harden, man, I've been very critical of Jay Harden so far, but, he's doing his thing over there in Brooklyn. Like, he's playing some beautiful basketball. He's really distributing the ball, even with KD when he plays and when Kyrie gets in, like, he's really making plays. So, I can really see him being in the MVP conversation. I don't think the voters will do it because he kind of came a little late to the situation. Playing with Kyrie and KD, but considering all the inconsistencies they've had this year, he definitely deserves some of that love. So I definitely got to give credit where it's due. But yeah, Blake, I mean, I guess he back. He playing. So let's see what he can do.
Yeah, man, Amir, let me get your thoughts on this. I know we talked briefly about just Brooklyn acquired the acquisition of Blake last week, but let me just get your thoughts on do you think he's back and what's next for Brooklyn, man? I seen some today that JJ Redick is all, but it's pretty much he signed. You know what I'm saying? So let me get your thoughts just on all that.
No, I think Blake is energized as opposed to being back. I think winning cures a lot of things.
That's
when
a good point.
You wake up every day knowing that you're in the thick of things. You're the highest rated team on the pace to go to the finals. You're playing with 3 other superstars. You're not expected to load. You're able to. He's developed a 3-point shot, which he did not come in the league with. He's really there just to block shots, get dunks, and really help fortify that potential 6-7 man coming off the bench. I mean, I think that's more of what it is. He came from an area where went from literally being the worst team in the NBA to the best team. I mean, I think it's more so that, but I'm happy for him. I think we were talking about it last week. I'm glad that some of the guys that we looked up to and thought were these crazy athletes when we were younger are still playing. It's not just the young guys that all the young kids know. So I'm happy. I think in the midst of Brooklyn specifically, I think this is what they need. I think they're looking further along, looking further ahead. I think he has the body and build to go up against somebody like a Ben Simmons. He can definitely guard the top 2 players in Boston. I think he can definitely, if you can put him and interchange him with, you don't think so?
No,
I feel like
he's never been a wing defender. He's never been like that elite of a defender. And I can say that just being a Clipper fan back in the day. Blake, he's athletic to your point. He will block shots and like protect the rim, but I'm taking Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown in that one-on-one situation. Taking him to the 3-point line. Yeah, he's a barbecue.
No, I think Tatum is overall top 5 scorer overall. I don't think really stop him aside from the top dish, but I think he fulfills what they didn't have initially, where they had nobody on the team who could even remotely be willing to guard him aside from the lead.
He's forward depth for sure.
Yeah, so now you have somebody who's at least willing and has the body type to go pound for pound with them, even if he can't necessarily stop. He can at least try and slow them down. Because point wise, they're gonna run with anybody. So I'm happy for him. I'm glad he's on a team where he's able to, a lot of the hard work of being in Detroit is gonna kind of pay off, and now he can kind of sit back and ride this wave. So yeah, I'm happy. I think he's more energized than anything. He's not gonna be no top 10 player. He's not gonna leave here and be a franchise piece somewhere else. I think he's gonna kind of fit in this role of possibly being a starter, fringe 6-7 man, and that's kind of gonna be it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Cott, let me get your thoughts on this, man. I need to hear what you think about what's going on in Brooklyn. Just the mesh with all the players so far, even though they've been on the floor together a limited amount of time, but just as a team, and just all around how they been meshing on the court. That's crazy. It seemed like Blake came back and got the dunking like that. But let me get your thoughts just on everything, bro.
Man, we are live out Brooklyn, baby. That's all I gotta say, man.
Okay.
Griffin. I mean, Blake Griffin, as far as being back, he's not going to be the Blake Griffin of old. But I do like how his game has evolved as he's gotten older. No, he's not as athletic, but he is starting to expand his game. As far as shooting threes and handling the rock. He was a little injury prone when he was in Detroit, but when he did play, I thought he played very well, hitting game winners, just making, big time plays. And I mean, so like I said, I wouldn't say all the way back, but he is the perfect fit, perfect role player that we need in Brooklyn. Somebody who I wouldn't start him necessarily, bring him off the bench. He can still ball, veteran, brings you, good size. So I really like the acquisition, man. I mean, as far as Brooklyn, like James Harden, I think he is the MVP right now, the way he's playing. I mean, KD's out. Oftentimes Kyrie is hit or miss, but he's been the consistent guy that's always been there and putting up crazy numbers. Efficiency is out of the roof. Stat sheet stuff. So I really like what's going on in Brooklyn. And did you say that JJ Redick was about to sign?
Yeah, they it's breaking news. Word. Like right now, they expecting a buyout with the Pelicans. So they going for it, bro. they going all in. I can say that, bro.
Man, that would be crazy. Hey, you might as well just hand us a chip if we do that. But
hey, I can say this though, you was a believer in Steve Nash early on too. So I give you that.
Yes. So Steve Nash, like I said before, I mean, he's an all-time great point guard. Point guards, they carry the highest IQ on the court. I mean, everyone knows that.
Facts.
IQ is out of the roof. I mean, and half of coaching is just being personal and relating to your players. These are highly skilled individuals that he's coaching. So, I mean, in a role like that, you want to allow some freedom as well, but also a level of respect where if there is something going wrong, they can take his advice. And I think that's what's happening in Brooklyn right now. I mean, we got a group of hungry guys, and I will say I want to give a shout out to Claxton Young, and I'm very impressed with his development and how he's playing. Long, athletic, young, big, who likes to run the floor, rebounds, block shots, catches alleys. So, hey man, I'm loving what we're doing in Brooklyn right now, and we just gotta keep it going. Hopefully, KD can get back soon, but no rush. I mean, that's the good part of being about having such a talented team.
Hey, Kai, I got a question. How much of this offense do you give credit to D'Antoni? Because I feel like Jay Harden doing the exact same thing he was pretty much doing in Houston. Now he just playing with better players. Like he is playing more of a facilitator, but still getting his 30 points. Still averaging over double-digit assists. So it's like, is he just playing with better players now in D'Antoni's system? Because it's like it kind of looked very similar to me. Maybe a little less threes because Kyrie's a mid-range player. But is it? What you think about that?
I definitely will give credit to D'Antoni. He's definitely, you can tell his methodology is definitely having an effect on the team. I mean, ultimately what it is you spread it out. When you got talented players like that, like you said, it's just more talented players. So I mean, it's a mono league nowadays. Anyway, that's what the fans want to see. And like you said, it's higher caliber players on the net. So I mean, essentially, yes, it is the D'Antoni system. Space it out, allow them to get paint penetration, and we driving and kicking if need be. If not, go get a bucket, Harden. So it's definitely that. I mean, you can't really do too much. I wouldn't even sophisticate it too much with the level of talent that they have. I mean, they got bucket getters, so I mean, you got to allow them.
Sure.
So definitely D'Antoni. Of course, I mean, they brought him there for a reason. You know what I mean? So his imprint is definitely having an effect on the offense. But hey, I'm excited, man. We rolling without KD, and KD, he's the ultimate guy. Like you don't got to worry about him coming in hunting shots.
Easy.
He's the ultimate easy money sniper. Like
easy money.
He's gonna play his role. He's gonna shoot 13 to 15 shots a game and end up with 30 points every night. So he's proven this year as well that he doesn't mind taking a step back if another guy on his team has the hot hand. I mean, he proved that in Golden State as well. So, hey, man, we're putting together a real dynasty in Brooklyn, man. Catch me courtside at the Barclays as soon as that they open back up.
Man, I think Blake, if I don't know, I can't say Blake is back, but like Amir said, I feel like he's definitely energized. And now, we probably gonna, well, I wouldn't say the best version of Blake, but the happiest version of Blake. You know what I'm saying? Like post live years, because now I mean, even on the last podcast, I was saying he's like the 5th or 6th option. He's the 7th option now if Reddick end up falling through. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's really gonna serve no purpose, but just another good body there. You know what I'm saying? That could be a good. I'll say I wouldn't even say a vet presence, because they don't even need that, because they got some guys that's in there that's already tried and true, especially in that locker room. But like I said, man, Blake, this is just another just a good opportunity for him to get one. A lot of guys, he probably came to grips with it a couple years ago. Like, man, I'll probably won't ever get a chip, man. I'll probably just keep stretching my days out and getting this bag wherever I'm at. Like, he was in Detroit making like 20 something. So, 30.
Clippers traded him. He had that max contract with the Clippers. He just signed it. And then they traded him the summer after he signed it. 5-year deal.
Yeah. So like he's just, I feel like he probably just the happiest that he could be, because at this point in time, you walking into a chip. And speaking on James Harden play, Nate, like you were bringing up, I feel like this is the best situation for Harden to be in general, because Harden don't need everybody to play every night with him. He don't need KD or Kyrie on the floor. This is the perfect thing. He's a regular season champion. He do this shit. Like, this is what he bout. So seeing him drop 25 and 17, now I can't say the assist is like getting crazy, because it's like he would pass, but in D'Antoni's system, and I feel like he probably humbled himself a little bit more, because he got guys with him now, like real deal.
He's playing with better players, so now they make more shots.
So he passing more. So I say he passing more and making, being more of a pass first guy. But I feel like, this is the best situation for them. And I think that the team is going to be hard to stop them, bro, because they're going to have a lot of bodies that they could throw everywhere. But now my biggest question to all of y'all is, how long do you think this is going to last? Now, I know like the JJ Redicks, the Blake Griffins and Jeff Greens and stuff, those are interchangeable pieces. But as far as the nucleus of this, I'm talking about KD, Harden, and Kyrie. How long do you think that trifecta will last?
I mean, I personally think it depends on the success. And for a guy like Harden, I know he sacrificed all that money in Houston. He's not there just for one ring. Like, I think he's in there for the long haul. So is KD and Kyrie. I think that those are guys who
they got like 2 more years left on their contract, because they did like a 4-year, didn't they?
I don't know the specifics of their contract.
KD did a 4-year.
But I mean, when you look at those guys, all of them are making money from all different places, not just their league contracts. Yeah. They would be, if it comes time to renew their contract, I think that they'll be willing to, take a pay cut if need be in order to stay in that situation. Harden already proved that he would. Like, he turned down all that money in Houston just to get out of there. KD, I feel like KD and Kyrie would as well, just because of, like I said, endorsements, and they're getting money from a lot of different places. So money isn't the issue. I think all 3 of them love basketball, and I think it depends on how successful they are. And I think it's going up, like I said. So I think we can see this nucleus together for at least 4 to 5 years, if I had to call it.
Damn. And I know I just asked the question, but sometimes I just be thinking of a lot of shit. But do you think guys like playing with KD more than LeBron? Or is it like 50-50? Because I feel like it's probably like 50-50. Like, I think KD bring him in, bro.
It depends on your playing style. KD brought him into this situation, but he went to the other situation to play. So, in this specific situation, he did bring him in. But, I don't really know too much about that. Like, I can't really say. But I will say that, like, to Kot's point, about the 4 to 5 years. I think that's a long time for modern day superstars. I don't see that situation working for 4 to 5 years. Personally, I don't think they'll ever have beef with each other. But, you got to look at Kyrie. He may want to go somewhere and be like, all right, maybe at a certain point, I kind of want to do my own thing. Like, he's still kind of young. So, I don't see it 4 to 5 years, especially with their health, like in injury history. Like, I hope KD stays healthy. But, like, with his recent injury history, who necessarily knows? Same with a dude like Kyrie. Jay Harden is more of like an Iron Man. He played a lot of games.
Kyrie, bro. You gotta factor that in too.
But I don't see, dudes taking pay cuts. Kyrie's still in his prime. I mean, I wouldn't take a pay cut in my prime. Winning championships is cool, but that's usually why the championship dynasties kind of, end up fizzling out because dudes want to get paid. But I think they got another 3 years in them. It all depends on how the championships go. Like if they somehow don't win it this year, which I think they should, talent wise, but not everything always happens the way you think. But if they get the chip this year, I think they'll stay together at least another 2 or 3.
Damn. Amir, what about you? How long do you think this will last and why?
I'm not too sure of a number. I think 3 to 4 at most. I think the big factor that's going to decide how long they last is really how long the third person can stand behind not getting credit for the success of the team. I think right now, all 3 of them have things to prove. I think all 3 of them have points to try and make. And I think if they end up winning a championship this year, I think that expedites the number and how they win or how they lose. I can easily see somebody like Kyrie saying, I came here not to be a 3. And then all 3 seem to in some way, shape, or form be affected by what social media says, especially our man KD. I can easily see one of them saying like, hey, I signed up to really be the 1A to the situation. And I'm really a 2 or a 3 in certain situations, and I'm not really okay with that. So I don't know. I think it really just depends on how long they're okay with playing as a team, which to be honest, is kind of outside of how the NBA kind of runs. You kind of have 1 or 2 stars that are openly the stars and no one unequivocally questions that. And then you have everybody else who kind of follows suit until it's time to get paid. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that they're definitely going to be high-powered, focused, locked in this year. I think next year, within the first full year of everything being hopefully, God willing, back to normal and really get things cracking, I think it's going to be good. But I think then at the next point, how healthy is everybody, to Nate's point, and then really just how long they're willing to kind of play this pecking order of things, because I think that's the biggest factor with those 3. You just don't know how they're going to feel emotionally coming into the months.
Yeah, I think, just as speaking on long term, they'll be all right. Like, I feel like Kyrie knows, like, hey, man, anytime you feel like you want to just hang it up, it's cool. We'll still do this without you. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think, it's some checks and balances there. But I think about 3 to 4 years, because I really don't see Kyrie and KD trying to be any more on the move right now. Like, I could see Harden probably trying to move again, but I don't know if guys just want to keep moving. Like, I know we're in a newer age of basketball and everybody not locking down on one team like how they used to, but I feel like guys, the later they get on in their career, they don't want to I can't see that. The later they get on in their career, they don't want to keep, changing locations and stuff like that and destinations. And I also feel like, that I feel like Nash is in a good spot too, and I know we talked about this earlier, like in the earlier podcast, as a coach, just because nobody, and I feel like this would go down in history. Nobody has ever walked into a situation this perfect. And I get it, like it's just the luck of the draw. But I feel like if he fails, like multiple times, like I feel like people will give him a bypass for the first year. And I don't even know if people give him a bypass for the first year just because how loaded they are. But if he fails at this, I was over with. It's over with.
real quick.
He's comfortable. He's comfortable right now, but we haven't gotten to the playoffs yet. You know, so that is one thing that we got to keep in mind.
Great point.
Like, he hasn't coached a playoff game just yet, so we got to see how this playoff execution is. I think they'll be fine, but playoffs are when like major adjustments begin to happen. So I haven't seen them just yet. I've seen him coach pretty well this season so far. Just put it in your best player's hands, let him go score. But playoffs are a little different story. So I think we got to give until then. But he's comfortable right now. But it is a lot of